Okay, let's unpack this story. I mean, just imagine. It starts with someone smiling on Wheel of Fortune back in 1986. She solves the puzzle Mischief Maker. Seems perfectly normal, right? And then fast forward almost 4 decades, and she's accused of being, well, the alleged mastermind behind a murder-for-hire plot.
It's quite the contrast, isn't it? Almost unbelievable.
Exactly. And that's the really extraordinary narrative we're diving into today. We're focusing on the upcoming trial of Donna Adelson. This is for the 2014 murder of her former son-in-law, Dan Markel, the Florida State law professor.
Right.
So our mission here really is to untangle this incredibly intricate web. It's been almost 11 years this investigation has been going on. We want to focus on the key players, the alleged plot itself, and all the dramatic legal twists and turns leading up to her trial.
Yeah. And it's not just about laying out the facts, is it?
No, not at all. It's about understanding the story that the sources, like Devin McClarty's Matriarch Mastermind, are telling us, piece by, frankly, unexpected piece.
And what's so striking when you look at the materials is how they weave together this saga. It really stretches over a decade. It's more than just a straightforward legal case. It's this really complex family drama. And prosecutors allege it was all tragically bound together by, well, motive, money, and this deep, deep secrecy.
A story that's just slowly, painstakingly come into focus over all this time.
Precisely. It wasn't immediate.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning, the pivotal moment, the thing that really picked this whole incredible story off. That takes us back to July 2014. Florida State law professor Dan Markel, tragically gunned down, right in his own driveway in Tallahassee.
A shocking event in itself.
Absolutely. And crucially, as our sources point out, he was Donna Adelson's former son-in-law. That connection became central almost immediately.
And, it wasn't long, really, before prosecutors started connecting dots. They contended pretty quickly this was far from random, their allegation. A meticulously orchestrated murder-for-hire plot designed, and this is their phrasing, to remove Markel permanently.
Wow, remove her.
Yeah. And from the very start of their theory, Donna Adelson was identified right there as the accused mastermind behind it all. That accusation has really defined all the legal battles that followed.
Okay, but the big question then is why? I mean, what could possibly drive someone to allegedly orchestrate something so extreme? The sources point pretty directly to a custody dispute, a really bitter one, apparently, between Dan Markel and his ex-wife, Wendy Adelson, who is, of course, Donna's daughter.
Right, the family connection again.
And prosecutors allege that Donna Adelson desperately wanted Wendy and the grandkids to move down to South Florida, closer to her. But the courts kept saying no. Rulings prevented the move.
Blocked the relocation.
Exactly. And that's when, according to the prosecution's narrative, this alleged plan formed. To hire hitmen using intermediaries, all stemming, they argue, from this frustrated desire to have the family move.
And this is where the state's case really zooms in on Donna Adelson's alleged role, even though she wasn't physically at the crime scene. They claim she financed and directed the murder plot, that she recruited family, recruited associates to make it happen.
So, pulling strings from behind the scenes.
That's the picture they paint. A calculating matriarch, meticulously orchestrating this whole thing from a distance. It's a very specific and frankly chilling image they're trying to build for the jury.
Okay, so if that's the alleged plot, the why and the how do they plan to actually prove it? Prove that Donna Adelson, who seems removed from the act itself, was the central figure. What's the evidence?
Well, the sources highlight several key types of evidence the prosecution is expected to present. You've got wiretapped phone calls, very important, many recorded after her son, Charlie Adelson, was arrested.
Right, and Charlie was already convicted as a participant before the focus really shifted squarely onto Donna.
Exactly. His conviction sort of paved the way. And beyond those calls, there are travel records, bank records. Prosecutors allege these show coordination, specifically payments related to the plot, money changing hands. And then, perhaps the most critical part, statements. Statements from co-conspirators, people who have already been convicted in connection with the murder. And the prosecution says these co-conspirators directly implicate Donna Adelson's involvement. Point a finger at her.
That sounds like pretty powerful stuff they're lining up.
It is. But what's also remarkable here, and what adds layers of legal complexity, is the sheer time involved, the duration. Prosecutors are asserting that Donna Adelson managed to keep this whole conspiracy hidden for nearly a decade. Think about that.
A decade of secrecy.
Yeah. And they claim the full scope, the whole alleged scheme, it only really came into public view after other participants were convicted, like peeling back layers.
Okay, so this brings up legal questions, right? How does
Uh,
that work?
It brings us right to this crucial legal concept, conspiracy liability. Basically, holding someone responsible for a crime, even if they didn't physically pull the trigger, so to speak, if they were part of the plan, the agreement to commit the crime.
Even if they were far away.
Especially when the alleged mastermind, like Donna Adelson here, was physically removed from the immediate crime scene. Proving that direct link, the intent, the long-term orchestration, it becomes incredibly complex. It really pushes the boundaries of how conspiracy cases are usually prosecuted.
So the trial itself, scheduled for August 2025, it's not happening in a vacuum. There's been a lot of drama before it even starts, right?
Oh, absolutely. These pretrial skirmishes, as you call them, they're really significant. They're like crucial plot points setting the stage.
Setting the narrative before the jury even gets picked. Jury selection starts August 19th, 2025.
Right. And we've seen some major developments already. For instance, Donna Adelson tried, unsuccessfully, to suppress incriminating statements she allegedly made while she was in jail.
Wow. Statements from jail that the prosecution wants the jury to hear? That's big.
It is. And then there was the whole issue around her attempted flight. Remember, she was stopped by the FBI at Miami International Airport, allegedly holding a one-way ticket to Vietnam. The court denied her motions to suppress evidence related to that incident, too.
So the jury will likely hear about the alleged escape attempt.
It seems likely. These aren't minor procedural things. They really shape the story, the context the jury receives.
And what about Wendy Adelson? Dan Markel's ex-wife, Donna's daughter. There's a battle over her testimony, too, isn't there?
Yes, that's another critical ongoing fight. Wendy is seen as a crucial prosecution witness. She actually has immunity for her testimony.
Immunity, so she can't be prosecuted based on what she says.
Generally, yes, for what she testifies to under that grant. But here's the twist. The defense lawyers subpoenaed her. They want to question her. And Wendy is fighting that subpoena. She's invoking her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination.
So she's saying that even answering the defense's questions could somehow incriminate her, despite the immunity from the prosecution.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Claiming cross-examination could expose her. That motion is still pending. It hasn't been decided yet.
And the outcome of that, it could be huge, couldn't it?
Oh, definitely. It could dramatically impact the defense's ability to challenge her version of events, to scrutinize her testimony. It's a really key piece of this unfolding legal story. Could really sway things.
Okay, so amidst all this heavy legal maneuvering, there's this other element that just adds, well, another layer entirely. It's not legally admissible evidence, but it's out there in the court of public opinion. We have to talk about the Wheel of Fortune appearance.
Ah, yes, 1986.
1986. She introduces herself smiling as a domestic coordinator and then solves the puzzle mischief maker.
The irony is, well, it's thick, isn't it?
It's incredible. And the media coverage has absolutely revisited this, framing it as this bizarre, almost eerie prelude to her alleged role now. It definitely colors public perception, doesn't it? Adds this layer of surreal irony to an already tragic situation.
It absolutely does. And you're right. It won't be shown to the jury as evidence. Legally irrelevant.
Yeah.
But in terms of the narrative surrounding her alleged role,
Yeah.
it's powerful. It contributes significantly to how the public sees her. It creates this stark, almost cinematic contrast that's just hard to ignore.
The smiling game show contestant versus the alleged matriarch mastermind.
Exactly. It just powerfully underscores how these non-legal details, things that seem almost random, can profoundly shape public understanding of a really complex legal battle. It adds this unexpected dimension to the whole story.
So looking ahead to the trial itself, starting August 2025, we're going to see two very, very different stories being told about Donna Adelson. It really is going to be a battle of perception, just like our sources highlight, each side trying to define her. The prosecution. Their strategy seems pretty clear. They'll likely center on that bitter custody dispute as the motive. They'll link it to the financial transactions, the alleged payments, and they'll present testimony from those convicted intermediaries.
Their aim, yeah, it's to paint her as that calculating matriarch pulling strings from the shadows, the cold, controlling force behind it all.
Okay, so how does the defense fight back against that narrative?
Well, conversely, their job is to dismantle that portrayal, piece by piece. Their strategy will almost certainly involve attacking the credibility of those co-conspirator witnesses. Hard.
Suggesting they have reasons to lie, to save themselves.
Exactly. Pointing out deals they might have received. They'll also likely question the interpretation of the communications, argue for innocent explanations for phone calls, for financial records. Context is everything, they'll say.
And ultimately argue that there's no smoking gun.
Fundamentally, yes. That there's no direct, irrefutable evidence tying Donna Adelson to explicitly ordering the hit. No confession, no direct order caught on tape. Their goal is to create that counter-narrative, to strive to portray her as, maybe, a loving mother unfairly caught in a prosecutorial dragnet.
A victim of circumstances. Overzealous prosecutors.
That's likely the angle. Someone entangled, perhaps, but not the mastermind. A direct counter to the state's characterization. This clash of narratives, these fundamentally opposing stories, that's going to be the central drama inside the courtroom.
So whatever the verdict turns out to be, when all is said and done, this deep dive really shows us that the story of this case, the Donna Adelson trial, it has implications far beyond just the courtroom walls.
It really does.
It's the culmination of this incredibly long investigation, almost 11 years, multiple convictions already along the way. It's bringing this long-running, incredibly complex narrative to its climax.
And from a legal standpoint, what's particularly significant here, as we touched on, is how this trial really tests the limits of conspiracy liability. Especially, given that the alleged mastermind, Donna Adelson, was physically removed from the crime scene itself.
It forces the system to grapple with that distance, doesn't it?
It does. How do you prove intent and direction when the alleged orchestrator isn't right there?
Yeah.
It makes this a really significant case for legal precedent in these complex conspiracy situations. It could influence future cases.
And then beyond the legal points.
Well, beyond the legal precedent, on a much more personal, human level, the outcome, whatever it is, will undeniably impact a family's legacy, a fractured legacy already. It forever links the Adelson name to this tragic and, frankly, sensational story. Adds another layer to the intense human drama here.
Wow. Well, this deep dive into the Donna Adelson case, from that shocking beginning through all the pretrial drama we've discussed, and now looking ahead to the courtroom battle, it just reveals a story that is as complex as it is utterly captivating.
It really is.
It's a powerful testament, really, to how the legal system tries, sometimes over many years, to unravel these incredibly intricate human narratives, layer by painstaking layer.
Yeah, and as this long, long story finally heads towards a trial, what really stands out to you, thinking about it all? How do these narratives, whether it's from a seemingly innocent game show appearance decades ago, or the meticulous clinical arguments made in a courtroom, how do they shape our understanding of events this profound?
That's a great question.
And maybe consider how that court of public opinion, shaped by things like the Wheel of Fortune story, might ultimately intersect or maybe diverge from the legal precedent set in the courtroom. It's something to watch in the ongoing story of the Adelson case.